What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with what is essentially a lucky dip from my own collection. I did a reaction earlier in this batch to a Third Eye Blind song, and I thought when I first heard it, it's like, wait, do I know this? And by the end of that song, by the end of that reaction, I had a sense that no, I don't think I've heard this before, but I think it reminds me of that Edwyn Collins song, and I thought it was Never Met a Girl Like You Before. I believe the title, as I found it in my music collection on my music computer, it's just A Girl Like You, which, sort of a nice concise version of the same larger phrase. But yeah, I don't think I know anything else by Edwyn Collins. I don't even know how this ended up in my music folder. Obviously, in days and years past, I may have downloaded it, but I don't really know the provenance. I'm going to guess it's a 90s tune. It feels like kind of a 90s alternative rock track, though it has a bit of a, soul vibe to it. So, yeah, it's the kind of tune also that I would say is probably in a movie soundtrack. It feels like it should be in, like a Tarantino movie or like, an underground crime kind of movie, like a Guy Ritchie movie maybe. But I cannot currently think of any movie I may have seen it in. So, yes, ultimately, as I said, this is a tune that must have caught my ear before because at some point I put it in my music folder, but I don't really know anything about Edwyn Collins more generally, nor exactly when this tune came out. But it's catchy, it has a darkness to it, it has this lead melody that I think is like a guitar with an effect on it or a pedal or something. It definitely has a very distinct sound, and it's like not abrasive, it's not like intensely dissonant, but it has an edge to it, and I think it's the edge that really makes the main melody of this track work, so to speak. So I haven't listened to this in a while. Again, I was reminded of it earlier in this batch of reactions and I decided I needed to hear it, so let's give it a listen. This is Edwyn Collins, and that's spelled with a Y, and the tune is A Girl Like You. And as I said, I think this is a 90s tune. Oops.
Song from days of yore. Here you come
sound does get more wicked than I was recalling by the end of the tune here. Definitely more of a like sharp, edgy, and indeed dissonant sound. But yeah, I don't know. I'd put that in the like dark soul rock vibe. Again, I feel like it has some different flavors, but definitely there's an edge and a darkness to it, but also a melodic allure. I especially love that little xylophone riff that comes before the kind of wicked, I think, distorted or affected guitar line follows it. But yeah, and that xylophone run, if that's indeed what it has a bit of lightness about it. So it sort of stands in contrast to some of the other sounds in the tune. I do enjoy his voice. It's kind of deep and haunting, definitely has a good quality. And yeah, just the overall feel is again like, you're somewhere that's a bit dangerous, but also there's some allure. And again, I think that's kind of the theme of this woman who clearly has him a bit hypnotized, a bit betwixt, where like he's fascinated, he's attracted, but he's also saying like, again, his hands are bloody and his knees are raw because she's got him crawling on his hands and knees. He's like under her spell, and she's actually exploiting that and bringing him to heel, so to speak. And even if you take those lines more figuratively, again, it sounds like she's a bit dangerous for him, and yet he's not running away. Like he's sort of, again, entranced, even if he's aware that it might be, a bit of a what's the right word? Not a maelstrom. That's more like a storm. I'm thinking more of like, he's circling and he might drop into the abyss. But even if he's aware of that, he's not turning away. So yeah, again, it's the kind of tune that I think should be in a Guy Ritchie film or a Quentin Tarantino film. It just has that vibe. But yes, either way, a good tune. As I said, I don't know anything else by him, so if this is reflective of his work or if it's somewhat anomalous in his catalog, I'm not sure, but definitely a memorable one. And again, the moment I heard that Third Eye Blind tune, which as I hear this song now, that main kind of distorted, riffy kind of guitar melody, it's notably different from the one in Third Eye Blind's song that reminded me of this, but I guess similar enough that it cued that association. And as I said, I felt like I had to come and react to it. So let me know if you are familiar with this tune or this artist, or whether if this is sort of his style or if this one is a bit of an outlier in his catalog. So in any case, let me know what you think. I'll see you next time. Peace.